till I was Chapter 7, A College Girl. As I embarked on the course, some promised to pay my college fees until I was through with the course. College school fees was not as much as high school fees. I was kind of hike and the college was a stone throw away from Uncle's place. It was on Bazaar Street opposite the Koja Mosque across Government Road then, now Moi Avenue. Bazaar Street was full of Asian shops whose main shoppers were European and Asians. In those days, hooligans meted violence and sexual harassment on Nairobi girls and women. The fashion then was tight skirts and high-heeled shoes. Groups of young men, hooligans and hawkers on Nairobi Street always taunted women and girls who dressed smartly. They passed and made rude catcalls and also commented with vulgar and foul language about how women were singing in their high heels and tight skirts. One day, Mrs. Minor, the young beautiful wife and mother who was prone to abuse and assault, decided to use a shortcut to the city center by crossing Nairobi River at present-day Nyayo Market Ngara Bridge. At the bridge, we came face to face with some hooligans. One of them pointed at me and said, "We sat on the same desk in school with this one, and she refused to show me mathematics." This was quite horrifying. There was a heavy downpour the previous night and Nairobi River was burst into banks. The hooligans said, "Come on, we shall throw you both in this river." We rushed back up the road and decided to cross the river at Racecourse Road Bridge. At least we escaped that day. On another day, I was alone and decided to cross the river at Globe Cinema Bridge on Moranga Road, which was safer for me. However, when I was going down Moranga Road, opposite today's Paramount Plaza, which is opposite Kahama Hotel, which was then known as International Hostel, a group of 3 youths were coming uphill and I was going downhill. A little old man was walking down the road behind me. I never noticed that they were big street boys. As we approached each other, two of them parted ways against the third one. I thought they were giving me way to pass, but I was wrong. As I passed through, then one of my right side quickly turned the back of his right hand, spit on it, raised it, and very quickly hardly hit me on the right cheek. I saw butterflies and stars and felt a lot of pain. When I turned around to ask why he hit me, he started wetting his back hand again to hit me, but the little old man told me to leave them. "They will beat you for nothing, let us go," he said. We went down the road, crossed the river, and got into the city center. When I got to college, I was feeling very bad and tears rolled on my cheeks for I had singing headache and was unable to concentrate. Miss Soza asked what the issue was. I was ashamed of what had happened to me, therefore I told her I had a cold and she told me to go back home to rest. After a few weeks, Esther Mboy Jiju, my former classmate who was pursuing a course in another college, was living in Eastland, had visited me at Ngara, Desai Road, where he had shifted from Koja roundabout. I later escorted her up to the OTC bus stage. I used to wear nice sets given to me by Aunt Margaret, whose sister Waruro was wealthy and was given her many clothes, which were always passed to me. My brother Sam was also giving me pocket money, which I used in buying high-heel shoes at Butter Mini Price located on River Road. It's still at the same place to date. That particular day, I was very smart. Upon arrival at OTC, a bus arrived immediately, and as Esther boarded, we were saying goodbye to each other. Somebody kissed my right cheek. This is the same that was hit just a few days back. It was some sticking saliva. I quickly turned around, but I did not see the one who did it. I really felt bad and nauseated as I walked down Racecourse Road. I spat into the river when I got to the bridge. Then I heard behind me, "Nini ya watu wa mata, Kofigere. You spat cause of me, 2 slaps." Still feeling nauseated, I spat again and the phrase was repeated by 2 different people. I turned around and saw there were 3. One of the hooligans was a duff, the other 2 said, "Don't belittle him, he's a man like us." I proceeded to cross them, but they pursued me with insults and vulgar language. I could hear them saying, "Are you so proud because of the nice skirt and the high heel shoes you have?" I had met this devil before, so I ran, then they gave up. I just felt sorry for them. Sorry to say, they were always Kikuyus. On another incident, I was coming from town and upon alighting from a bus on Moranga Road, I walked down the side road towards the Ngara Post Office, which was next to where we lived with my uncle and family. A big luxurious car stopped and the driver stared at me like a raven and asked me to enter his car. This time it was not my own people, it was a white man. I declined his offer and continued walking down the road. I was gripped by fear as I continued walking. He stopped repeatedly as he spread the passenger door open. I was now nearing the house where we lived. I told him, I'm already home, my uncle was waiting for me. He answered, it doesn't make a difference, I don't care. He must have been a very evil man who did not even fear my uncle, yet he was a total stranger. I quickly crossed the road running. By the time I got to the house, I saw his car slowing down near a shop. I got to the house. I saw his car slowing down near a shop, which was in the front of our house. I ducked as I entered the building. I heard him asking a neighbor who stood near the shop, where is she? The neighbor had not seen me. I was so worried and panting when I entered the house since I did not know why a stranger was behaving like that, and even wondered what could have happened to me if I had made a mistake of entering his car. These city scavengers were now getting into my nerves. 2 years later, when I had already moved out of the city and was now living in Kiambu town, when I tuned on the radio one day and what I had made me very happy. The founding father of our nation, President Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, was giving the hooligans in the city peace of his mind. He was thoroughly annoyed by their behavior. He was telling them, nyinyi wanaume wa Nairobi hamna adabu, munaangalia wamama na wasichana nyuma wakipita, munawatukana, mnawaita malaya. Wacheni kutukana wanawake juu nyinyi ndio malaya wanaume. Wazungu wacheni kabisa kutukana wanawake. Men of Nairobi, you have no manners. You call women harlots, yet you are worse and you are harlots. White men also stop abusing our women. From then on, they stopped the behavior. I excelled in college and Mr. and Mrs. Choza. Then the proprietors of the college were impressed. Every time I got in the classroom, they greeted me. The college's 50th anniversary was at hand. The proprietor asked the girls to wear their Sunday best on this day. We wore our Sunday best, and on the D-Day in college, flowers lighted the corridors. Asian dancers were to perform for the college and the invited guests. We were served with all Asian hot dishes, and the aroma was mouth-watering. There were varieties plus the famous roti, chicken pilau, roast goat meat, among others. After which we were served with sweet cakes and bowls of mixture of different kinds of chocolates and many soft drinks. The Indian dancers entertained us musically, moving their bodies, arms and legs. The songs and dance flew rhythmically with their long flowing saris and tights. Being my first time to see an Indian dance, it thrilled me so much. The ceremony took the whole morning, therefore there were no classes going on until the following morning. The food was very delicious and palatable. We enjoyed fully.